Start na ba? Okay. Okay, so hello, good afternoon, class. First of all, I just want to ask if my audio is clear. Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, okay, before we start, Iz, can you please lead the prayer?
Yes, sir. Um, let's bow our head and feel the presence of the Lord. God, give us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the differences. Amen.
In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. Okay, so once again, good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to our English 7 class. So last time, we already finished our discussion about conjunctions. So today, we are moving on to our next lesson. Please look at your screens and I will be presenting several sentences and I want you to analyze them and tell me what did you notice about them later on. Okay, so the first sentence is Dennis said we will meet at later at 8 a.m. The second is the new Jollibee branch near the capital will open on Wednesday. The third one, I have a business trip with the production team. We will be back in 1 week. Next is I have been renting a house for about a year now and it is really not practical. Next is Chad's family migrated to the United States since last week. And lastly is I need to submit this project by 5 p.m. or else my professor will give me a failing grade. Okay, so now after reading these sentences, can you please tell me what did you notice about these sentences? Do you think they have connection or perhaps they are just there for the sake of our lesson today?
Sir.
Okay, go ahead, Izzy.
Sir, I observed that all of these sentences talks about a specific period of time.
Okay, you are correct, Taizi. Great observation. So any other insights?
Sir,
Okay, Bernadette, go.
all these sentences are using prepositions, sir.
Very good. So indeed, these sentences involve prepositions, but not just any other prepositions. So they are called prepositions of time. And that is our lesson for today. But before we move on, can you please identify what are these prepositions that you are talking about?
Ma'am, sir,
Okay, please go ahead.
at, on, in, for, since, and by.
Okay, very good. So let us first define what is preposition of time. So preposition of time is a kind of preposition that is used to talk about a specific period of time, such as days of the week, seasons, year, or even time itself. But what exactly is their difference? Or are these prepositions all the same? That is the questions that we are going to answer later on. So let us first start with the first preposition of time, which is at. Now, I want you to tell me what are your thoughts about this preposition.
Sir.
Yes, Izzy, go.
I think that particular preposition is used in explaining a specific period of time in which something has occurred.
Okay, very good. I see. This preposition is mostly used in discussing clock times. It can also be used when we are referring to the exact time that we want to talk about. So um, sample sentences that use this kind of prepositions are as follows. So number one, please remember that you cannot drive at night if you are drunk. Number two, if I have a meeting with my client at 10 o'clock in the morning. And lastly, all right, class, we will meet at exactly 1 p.m. next week. Please do not be late. So, as we can see in the sample sentences, 2 out of 3 of them talks about a specific clock time, which are 10 o'clock and 1 p.m. But look at the first example, at night. So, although it is not something we see in a typical digital clock, we still consider using at as it talks about exact time frame, which is at night. But what about this example? All houses in the village are well decorated at Christmas time. So why do you think at was used in this sentence, but it does not talk about any clock times?
Sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Sir, the preposition at was used in the example because even though the exact clock time was not stated in the sentence, the sentence still talks about a specific time, which is Christmas, meaning the houses were all decorated during Christmas season and not just any other period like any month, for example.
Yes, very good. The preposition at is also used in describing specific events such as holidays, festivals, and the likes. Now, can you give me your own example of a sentence using the preposition of time at?
Sir,
Yes,
may I
Izzy,
try?
go ahead.
Hmm. I noticed lately that it gets extremely cold, especially at night.
Okay, very good example. So the next preposition of time that we are talking about today is the preposition on. So again, what can you say about this specific preposition?
Sir,
Go ahead, Izzy.
from what I observed, sir, unlike at, which refers to specific time, I think on is used when we are referring to a specific dates.
Correct, Izzy. You will use the preposition on when you are talking about specific dates or days of the week. We are using this preposition in order to tell the precise date something took place. So some of the examples that use these prepositions are as follows. My boyfriend's birthday is on Tuesday this week, so I am not available that day. Next is, all right, guys, your class retreat is on the 9th of July. Do not forget. And lastly, my grandmother was born on September 22. Okay, can you give your own example using the preposition of time on?
Sir,
Go ahead, Bernadette.
um, the celebration of Bonifacio Day is on the 30th of November.
Okay, very good, Bernadette. Nice example. The third preposition of time is the preposition in. So again, what can you say or what are your thoughts about this preposition?
Sir.
Yes, please go ahead.
Sir, based on my analysis, whenever I encountered this preposition, which is in, perhaps we use it when we are pertaining to years.
Okay, keen observation, Izzy. Yes, we are using the preposition of time in when we are talking about years and specific seasons as well. We are also using in when we pertain to months and weeks or even particular events. Some examples of this preposition in a sentence is Goodbye. I'll see you in 3 weeks. I will go on a vacation in April. And lastly, coffee and bread is the most perfect pair to eat in the morning. Now it's your turn. Can you give me an example sentence using the preposition of time in?
Sure.
Yes, go ahead, please.
She will resign in December due to personal and health reasons.
Awesome. Now let us move on to the next preposition, the preposition for. So, any insights about this preposition? Everyone? Anyone?
Sir,
Yes, go ahead.
uh, the preposition for is used when we are discussing about the number of days or weeks in an idea or thought.
Good insight, Bernadette. So, in other words, we are using this preposition when we are simply referring to a specific length of time. By using this preposition, the readers are having an idea about how long is the time given in a thought. So some examples are as follows. My father works for that construction company for the past 7 years, but he is still not a regular employee. Next is their relationship only lasts for 3 months. And lastly, I've been living with my aunt for the past weeks. So as we can see in the examples, we can all digest the exact length of time in which something has occurred. Though that doesn't mean that the time is always present, like the last example. The speaker only stated that he's been living with his aunt for the past weeks. He didn't specify if it was like for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, or any or so on. But we still consider using for because even though specific time is not present, we can assume or conclude that that past weeks means that approximately several weeks um, this from now. Okay, let us move on to the next preposition. The preposition since. Okay, can we have Izzy to give an insight about this preposition?
Okay, sir. Based from the first sentences earlier, I think we are using this preposition to express or to state a precise period of time in which something has begun.
Okay, good observation, Izzy. Like what your classmate stated, we use since to let our readers know the definite time in which something has started. So these are the examples. Jasmine has been doing you favors since you two were 10 years old. Why don't you treat her like everyone else? My sister is working as an OFW since her teenage years. Now she is in her 40s. And lastly, the cosmetics company which Roxanne is working for has been in the industry since 1938. So everyone, notice the examples on your screens. One of the three examples consists of a year, which is 1938. Earlier, we discussed that we are using in when there is a specific year involved, right? But how come we use since in this sentence? Class, don't get confused with the two, okay? It doesn't matter if they both have the same year, as long as they differ in explanation and use. So when we use in, when we are talking about years, is that means that we are talking about that year in general or in specific year. However, when we use since, we refer to the year in which certain event started and could also refer until the present time. All right, it's time to give your own example using the preposition of time since. Yes, Bernadette, can you give us an example?
Sir, let's go and check on Riley. I haven't seen her since last week.
Okay, good example. Now, for the last preposition of time in our list is the preposition by. What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, yes, I see. Go ahead.
I think this preposition is used to somehow express lack of urgency, or let us say indirectly promote the not now but later kind of idea, meaning there is a specific given time period, but it is certainly not now.
Okay, nice perception, Izzy. To put in simple words, the preposition by is used to refer to deadlines. There is a precise time or moment something will occur, but not in the present period. It is somehow linked to future events. So here are the examples. My mom said I need to go home by 6 o'clock. And number two is I will do my best to finish my chores by midnight so I can help you. Like in the first example, the speaker possibly told his friends that he needs to go home by 6 o'clock. It is not yet occurring, but the speaker already states the time when he needed to go, which is about to happen later on at 6 o'clock. Same in the second example. The speaker is referring to finish his chores when midnight comes. Now, please give us an example using the preposition by.
Sir.
Okay,
Um,
yes, go ahead.
My boss is really in an urgent situation right now. Can you promise to deliver the goods by tomorrow?
Okay, nice example. Terrific work, everyone. It seems that you all understand our lesson quite well. But before we move on to our simple activity, do you have any questions regarding the prepositions of time? Any clarifications?
Answer.
none so far, sir.
Okay, glad to hear that. Now let us talk about your activity for today. Kindly look at the screen and notice my presentation, please. Okay, so our activity is entitled Preposition. The instructions are simple. Like what we did earlier, I will be presenting 10 sentences on the screen. All you have to do is to analyze the sentences whether they have correct usage of prepositions of time or they do not. So you will write pro if it is correct and pre if it is wrong. Is everything clear? Do you have any clarifications, Cass?
Everything's clear, sir.
Okay, good. Now start answering. I will give you 5 minutes to answer. Here are the questions. Sentences, rather.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, what is it?
Where are we going to answer? Should we answer in the chat box?
Yes, please go ahead. I forgot to mention earlier in the instructions. I apologize.
Okay, sir. Thank you po.
Okay, IZ is done. Okay, both of you are done. So I believe we can check your work now. So the first sentence, Marcelo left his home since last week. We do not know where he is. So anyone who wants to answer?
Sir,
Okay, IZ.
I believe the answer is pro.
Okay, correct. The answer is pro. What about the second sentence? Please read and answer.
Sir,
Okay, Bernadette, go ahead.
that corporation was established on 1958. Sir, it's pre.
Oh, express. So what is the correct preposition?
It should be in.
Okay, it should be in because we are talking about specific year. What about the third sentence?
Sir,
Yes, please, Ivy, go ahead.
number 3, please do not call me in night. My parents are not aware of our relationship.
So what is it?
The answer is pre, sir,
Okay, the
because
answer is pre. So what is the correct preposition?
it should be at.
Okay, correct. It should be at since we are talking about um, specific period of time. So number 4 is,
Sir,
okay, please go ahead.
Miss Andrada, please inform my secretary that all applicants' curriculum vitae must be received by Friday. Sir, it's pro.
Okay, number 4 is pro. Then the number 5 sentence, please answer.
Sir,
Okay, go ahead, please, Izzy.
number 5, there will be an important proposal later in noon.
So what's the answer?
The answer is pre.
Oh, and what is the correct preposition?
The correct preposition is it should be at.
Correct, just like the number 3 question, it should be at. So number 6 is,
Sir,
yes, Bernadette, go ahead.
I've been working as a BPO employee for about 3 years. The answer is pro.
Yes, it is correct. The 4 is the right preposition to use since the speaker is talking about length of time, which is 3 years. Number 7 is, please read and answer.
Sir,
Okay, Izzy, go ahead.
the reconstruction of the bridge started since last week, so the transportation is a bit difficult. The answer is pro.
Yes, correct. It is pro, since is the appropriate preposition to use. Number 8, please read and answer.
I have a coffee date with my best friend at Friday. Sir, it's pre.
Oh, it's press. So what is the correct preposition to use?
On.
Yes, you are correct, Bernadette. We should use on since we are talking about days of the week. Number 9, please answer. Read and answer.
There will be a special school program for athletes on Thursday. The answer is pro.
Yes, it is correct. For athletes. Okay, number 10.
Contestants, please stand by. We'll start in 5 minutes. Pro po.
Yes, correct. It is pro since we are talking about the exact clock time. We use in for that. So, very good class. Most of you got high scores. It proves that you already comprehend the proper usage of prepositions of time, as well as the grammar rules related to it. So congratulate yourselves for a job well done. So after doing the activity, I hope you have noticed that some of these prepositions are applicable to the same sentences. However, they differ when it comes to their usage. Just like the sentences we will meet at 8 o'clock and pass these files to me by 8 o'clock. Both of them have the same element, which is a specific time, but they differ in preposition used since they have different purpose and message that they want to convey. Now, to further enhance your knowledge about prepositions of time, I will give you your assignment for our next meeting. Don't worry, it is just as easy as a piece of cake. It is just a simple fill in the blanks. All you have to do is to fill the blanks with the appropriate preposition you have prepositions. So you have our discussion earlier to serve as your guide. So here on screen is the sentences. You don't need to copy it or take a screenshot since I'll be posting the assignment on our Google Classroom. Just check it and submit it to me before our next meeting, which is next week, next Thursday, I believe. So everything is clear, class? Do you have any questions?
Everything's clear, sir.
Okay, so if none, then let's call it a day. Thank you for attending today's class. I'll see you next week. Take care, everyone.
Thank you, sir.